Hi, thank you for applying to Deep Thought. So, if you're listening to this video, you had either applied for the business development role or you had applied for the recruiter role at Deep Thought. So, what is in common to recruiters and to business development people? Both of them are talking to a lot of strangers on a daily basis, right? So, if you're a recruiter, you're talking to candidates who are applying to the company, you're communicating with them little easier. If you're a business development person, you're communicating with business owners. You're trying to pitch Deep Thought. You're trying to talk about how Deep Thought can help those businesses with their growth. So both these require strong communication skills. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing some key concepts that are involved in communication. And so if I have to simplify the intention of this video, it's this. If you communicate with the right mindset, and if you're able to communicate by understanding the objectives, A, you do your job better, and B, the company also grows along with you. For example, if you're a recruiter and you know how to communicate well, you end up identifying the right kind of candidates for the company, and that in turn helps the company grow. You're a business development person, you communicate well, you're able to build a conversation, you're able to truly understand what that business requires. So then you're able to bring more clients into Deep Thought if you're really able to get into nice conversations, not with the intention of selling something, but with the intention of listening and understanding what the other person is wanting to do, right? So in that sense, great communication is directly linked to career growth, right? So we'll see some concepts related to that. Concept number one, uh, transcendence. Are we doing this for our own agenda? Or are we doing this with the intention of helping the other person? So there is this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? In psychology, there's a theory. So the bottommost level of needs are this roti, kapda, makan, right? Food, clothing, shelter. All of these are the bottommost needs. And then there are different levels of needs. But at the highest level, at the sixth level is transcendence, where we're not thinking of ourselves. We're thinking of the world. We're prioritizing the world. So now to be a great communicator, I think it's important to have transcendence. Now, why is this transcendence important for a good communicator? Now, if I am talking to a business owner and if I'm always thinking of what can I sell this guy, what can I get out of this person, I'm never going to be able to communicate well. But if I'm listening with the intention of helping the other person, I want to know what this person is feeling, right? So then I forget myself, I forget my agenda, and I just, with an open mind, I listen to, okay, what is this person going through? If that person says, my employees are not understanding, I'm not able to drive this. So there, it's important to understand what is it that he wants to convey and what is it that the employees are not able to understand. So I think the first and the most important concept is to truly listen to a person. For example, I mean, think of it, right? Let's say you have some problems and there is somebody who's constantly trying to tell you, no, you should wake up early in the morning, you should work very hard and so on. Do you feel like you're being heard? No, right? You feel like somebody is just trying to give you some advice that you don't want. But on the other hand, if a person is truly listening to you, right, word by word of what you're saying, and if the person is able to feel what you're feeling internally, because every human goes through something in life, right? So if the other person is able to feel what you're feeling, you feel heard and you want to communicate more with that person. You want to share more with that person. So the person is in a better position to help. So I think concept number one is, do we put our own agenda aside and are we interested in that human being on the other side? Are we interested in understanding what is this human being wanting to share? What is this human being actually going through? So if you are, what do I say, very, very perceptual person, right? Like if you can really perceive what the other person, or if you can really sense what the other person is going through, I think you will be a fantastic hire for this role, because individuals who can connect with humans, who can feel the pain of humans, who see great joy in talking to humans and understanding them, I think do a great job in terms of both recruitment as well as business development. So concept number one is transcendence. Put your own agenda aside and try to feel the other person, try to sense what the other person is going through. And uh, concept number two, which is very linked to concept number one, is we're not calling to hire or we're not calling to sell. Most business development people, they pick up the phone and they make a call saying, I'm calling to sell this person something. Or a recruiter calls and like, I'm calling to check if that person is suiting my requirement or not. That's not, I think, the intention of calling. The intention of calling is to help. I'll tell you why. If I'm a business development person, I want to help that particular business owner. So because I want to help, I'm trying to understand what are they doing. Do they want to grow? How do they want to grow? So from that, I'll be able to evaluate, will I be able to help? So for example, if that business owner is currently doing a 100 crore turnover business, wants to grow into 300 crore turnover business, I would want to know how does that business owner want to go to 300 crore? Why does that business owner want to go to the 300 crore turnover? What is the potential that business owner is seeing? From all of these, by listening to all of these and by asking these questions, I would understand how Deep Thought as a company can help that particular business owner in setting up the systems, bringing the right teams to be able to go from that 100 crore journey to 300 crore journey. So if I'm going with the intention of helping that business owner, not with the intention of, chalo, Deep Thought as a fellowship program, you take the fellowship program and through this, you'll be able to expand your business. That's selling. That's not, helping. But likewise, in a recruitment perspective, right? You call up, do you have the skill? Do you have that skill? Do you have this mindset? Or you have it? Fantastic. Go complete the selection process. That's an intention of trying to hire. But when you go as a recruiter, when you go in with an intention of trying to help, right? What do? You ask the candidate, okay, why are you applying for this particular opportunity? What kind of a career do you want? So you want to help that candidate in building a good career. Now, if that candidate's thought process is matching with Deep Thought's thought process, that is when you'll invite that candidate to apply, to Deep Thought, and the candidate may be a good hire. But you'll really be able to understand the candidate well if your intention is to help that candidate in building a good career, not when your intention is, I want to pick one candidate for the company. It's straight obvious, right? You talk to 20 candidates. You'll find at least 2 or 3 candidates who are potential, future leaders, and those are the ones who are good candidates for Deep Thought. But for that, you should know who those 3 are. But to know who those 3 are, with all the 20 that you're talking, you have to be able to really understand them. And you'll not be able to understand them if you're going and hammering them with your personal agenda. You'll be able to understand the other person when you're going with an intention of helping. For example, right now when I'm doing this video, I'm not doing this video saying that, I want those 3 people to join my company, so I'll make this video so people can join my company. I mean, for that matter, I don't have to make a video, right? I'll just give a form and ask you to fill the form, and the ones who fill the form well, I can hire them. But my intention is whether I hire you or I don't hire you, I want to help you. I want to introduce you to a few concepts that can help you build your career the right way. But in this process, some people will align well with Deep Thought, and the people who align well with Deep Thought, I end up hiring them. So a great professional will not start off a conversation with the agenda of, chalo, I want to get this, right? The most powerful people are not takers, they're givers. I repeat, most powerful people are not takers. Adam Grant has this research, or Adam Grant is an organizational psychologist at Wharton. His research shows that great professionals are actually not takers, they are actually givers, right? So concept number 1 was transcendence, not our own agenda, but to truly listen to the other person. And concept number 2 is, again, to be able to help people, not with the intention of selling or with the intention of recruiting. Now, concept number 3, is again linked to concept 1 and concept 2, right? It's about ego. People with huge amount of ego will not be able to communicate well. So when we have a strong ego, right? When we talk to a stranger and the stranger says, no, I'm not interested in talking to you, our ego gets hurt in a big way. People with a strong ego cannot take rejection. Ability to take rejection is very, very important for growth. So if you're feeling very scared of talking to a person, or if you feel disinterested in talking to people, that might be ego. So, all of us have that ego, but becoming humble is a huge part of, career growth. So some of the times, when companies say we want experienced people, is also because I think experience kind of humbles people, right? So I think this is another concept to keep thinking about. How can I grow more humble? How can I be more focused on learning? How can I not judge the other person, right? So, see, I mean, when do we take things on our ego? When we don't have transcendence, when we think of ourselves, not the other person. But let's say the other person said not interested. If you take it on ego, you'd be like, why did he say not interested? Is that person thinking I'm bad? Is that person not liking my communication skills and all of that? So that's how we end up taking things personally. But instead, if we ask, like, maybe the person had a bad day today, maybe the person is not feeling good today. So then we don't take it personally. We start feeling the other person. So we're in a position to go into the next call with energy, right? Because when you're talking to a lot of people, not everyone is going to be polite with you, right? Not everyone is going to be nice with you. So if you start taking things personally, I think it could be challenging, to take up any kind of a job profile that involves speaking with a lot of strangers, right? So the third concept is to be humble. And to be humble is, I think, linked to concept number one, transcendence, right? Instead of thinking about you, it's not all about you. Think about the other person, right? So think about it this way. Now, let's say your close friend says something bad to you. There are a lot of times when you don't take it personally. You start understanding, why is this person behaving like this? Maybe this person is going through some pain. Can I support this person? So you don't feel hurt that the other person said something nasty to you. You rather feel like, why is this person in pain? I want to help this person, right? That's the power that helps you not take things personally, right? So the same thing can apply in the profession as well. When someone says something, to be a true professional, you're not really taking it personally. You're trying to understand, hey, why is this person behaving this way? So you might say, okay, maybe this person is not polite. I will not work with this person. That's perfectly okay. But at least you ended up not taking it personally, right? So you feel good, you feel positive internally. So concept one, transcendence. Concept two, the intention is to help, intention is not to sell. And concept three is to put ego aside, to have a more humble approach. Concept four is how to handle your self-critical voice. So a lot of us who grow up in the Indian society tend to be self-critical. We tell a lot of negative things to ourselves. We tell a lot of negative voices to ourselves. I'm not good enough. My communication skills are not good. My English is not good. Why do you need any enemy in your life if you yourself are scolding yourself? So it's very important to overcome this, self-critical voice. How do you do that? By actually practicing self-gratitude. So every time when your brain is telling you something negative, tell a thank you to yourself. So let's say your brain is saying you're not good enough. You could just say, thank you for putting the right efforts. Thank you for punching above your weight. Your brain says your English is not good enough. Say, hey, thank you for putting the efforts to improve your English. And tell it with your name, right? Let's say your name is Raju. Dear Raju, thank you for putting the efforts to improve your English, right? Or let's say your name is Geeta. Dear Geeta, thank you for putting the right efforts to improve your confidence. So the moment you tell this self-gratitude to yourself, it helps you control that self-critical thing. A lot of times when you have confidence issues in talking to new people, that confidence issues come out of being self-critical. So I tell this to people, but people don't practice it. If you're not listening to me properly, it means that you're probably self-critical. It's okay if you're self-critical. It's perfectly okay, but you'll have to find that ability, to get out of that self-critical voices. Your brain has a lot of kachra inside, right? All of our brains has kachra inside, but it's important for us to clean that kachra, clean that dust. How do we clean that dust? This self-gratitude helps us clean our dust. Because when we stay positive internally, I think we'll be able to do the right thing in that particular situation. And when we can do the right thing, the chances of performing well are higher, right? So this is the most important thing of the 5 concepts that I'm going to talk about. That is, every time when we're self-critical, to practice self-gratitude, to tell a thank you to ourselves, so we can have more of positive outlook internally. And concept number 5 is oxytocin cortisol. In the first 0.2 seconds of you getting into a call, it gets decided whether that call will be constructive or that call will not be constructive. Whether you'll have a good conversation with the other person or you'll not have a good conversation with the other person gets decided in the first 0.2 seconds. In 0.2 seconds, you'll not even say a hi. You'll not even say a hi, but it is decided. How? This is the theory of conversational intelligence by Judith Glaser. In the first 0.2 seconds itself, your brain is either in an oxytocin mode or in a cortisol mode. So these are two very important chemicals when you talk of communication, right? Conversational intelligence, oxytocin and cortisol. If your brain is in oxytocin mode, you're trusting the other person. You are also giving oxytocin to the other person. So because you're giving oxytocin, the person will sort of listen to you, will trust you. But if your brain is in a cortisol mode, you will not trust the other person. The other person will, you will spread more negativity to the other person. The person will pick up the negativity. The person will not want to listen to you. So see this thing, right? I'll give you a demonstration. I know I'm going to try and explain this to you, but you'll still not listen to me. I understand this can be new. I understand this can be challenging. But if you listen to me, this will make a huge difference to how you communicate, and people will start listening to you. Not just your, professional contacts, but also your friends, your family. You'll start winning the trust of people. You see the difference in my first approach and second approach? In my first approach, I told my brain that this person will not listen, this person will not listen. So I filled my brain with cortisol. So it emitted cortisol. And in my eyes, in my face, you could see that I'm disrespecting you. So when I have cortisol inside me, you will feel like I'm disrespecting you. And if you feel like I'm disrespecting you, will not want to listen to me, right? But if I have oxytocin inside me, you'll feel like I respect you. You'll feel like I trust your capability. I want to collaborate with you. So when you can feel like I want to collaborate with you and I respect you, you get into more of a listening space. So I think before every conversation, it's important to fill our brain with oxytocin and to be able to go into every conversation with that oxytocin. So sometimes you might have somebody who said nasty things to you, wouldn't speak to you well. What do? Drink a glass of water and practice some self-gratitude there and tell good things. Have positive self-talk, positive self-talk. Why is this positive self-talk important? Because it fills the brain with oxytocin. Positive self-talk is super important. And, this self-awareness is important in the sense that, we'd want to know, is my brain right now in an oxytocin mode, or is my brain right now in a cortisol mode? And if my brain is in a cortisol mode, I would engage in self-gratitudes. I would engage in positive self-talk. Right. So what do we do if the brain is in a cortisol mode? Positive self-talk, self-gratitudes. And see, cortisol can really, destroy, right? Cortisol can give you a lot of stress. And with that lot of stress, your immunity can come down. You'll have sleeplessness. You'll have a lot of challenges if you're dealing with heavy cortisol levels. So I think this positive self-talk and having this kind of personality is not just going to make you a better professional, but gives you a better quality of life where you're healthy, you get good sleep, and you're able to make more friends. You're able to have positive relationships with people. In general, you'll be a person radiating energy with a smile, making other people smile. You'll be a nice person. You'll be the nice person in the room, right? So I hope you enjoy applying all these concepts. So now you have a Google form where you have 10 questions to respond to based on the concepts on this video. So I hope you enjoy filling out this form. Wishing you all the best and looking forward to meeting you in the interview very soon. All the best.